Welcome to the online class, children. Today we will begin our new academic session. Okay, so first we will start our chapter. We will start our chapter or lesson from the SST. So I am going to take class for class 4th SST. Okay, so today we will start our first chapter. The name of the chapter is Globes and Map. So you know globe and map. Globe it represents the earth, and this is a small model of the earth. Okay, globe, you know, this is a small model of the earth, and this is spherical shape. It has a spherical shape. So this is the name of the chapter, globe and map. And map, what is map? Map is a flat, okay, flat paper piece, and which helps us to know the places, area which represents the earth. Okay, that is also. It is helpful to represent the earth. So we will learn today about the globe and map. Means what is a map? Map is a representation or drawing of the earth. It also represents the earth or a part of its flat surface such as a paper. Now it is a flat surface, it is a paper. It is a flat surface of a paper which represents the earth. Okay. So today we will learn about the map and globe which represents the earth, and this is the name of the chapter. And the globe, you know, it is in the spherical shape. So this you see the shape of the globe. This is the shape of the globe, and it has two poles. That is what is two what are they? Two poles, that is north pole and south pole. North pole and south pole, and it is a spherical in shape. It represents the earth. It is a small model of the earth, and it represents the earth. It is in a spherical shape, and it spins also. It spins so that we can know the places. Okay, here the globe is spherical in shape, and it shows the position of the continent, oceans accurately. It helps us to know the position of the continents, oceans perfectly, accurately. Okay, so now we will start the chapter. First, the earth is a planet where we all live. You know, where we live? We live on the earth. Okay, and it is a planet. Okay, the shape of the earth is round. All of you know that the shape of the earth is round. But for a long time, people believed that the earth was flat. Before, the people, they don't know that it is a round in shape or flat in shape. So most of the people believe that it is a flat. This view was changed when in 1519 a Spanish explorer, Ferdinand Magellan, he was an explorer. Okay, his name was Ferdinand Magellan. What happened? In 1519 he set out a voyage. He went for a sea journey. Okay, and he started with his crew from Europe and sailed in one direction. He started his journey, okay, from Europe and sailed in one direction only. Who? Ferdinand Magellan. After 3 years in 1522, the ship reached the same point in Europe. And after 3 years, he started his journey from 1519. And just after 3 years in 1522, up to 1522, he moved away. He continued his journey. Okay, and when he stopped his journey, he found that his ship reached at the same point in the Europe where he had started. From where he started his journey, after 3 years, he come back to the same place. Okay. So that's why then the whole concept changed, and the people understood that the earth is round in shape. After that, people come to know that the earth is round in shape. The earth is so big that we cannot see the whole earth at the same time. It is very difficult to see the whole earth at the same time because earth is very big. Okay, and so at the same time, from the place where we started, the earth is so big that it is very difficult to see the earth whole. Okay, at the same time, from the place where we stand on it. Suppose I am standing here, so I can't see the whole earth altogether. Why? Because earth is having a spherical shape and it is so big. So therefore, to study the earth, we use a globe, which is a small model of the earth. So to study the earth, we use what? We use a globe, so that we can learn about the globe. We can know about the continent, we can know about the oceans. Okay, so by this, it is because it represents the earth. Okay, now the globe, as already I have told you that the globe is spherical in shape and it shows the position of the continent, oceans, okay, accurately. And but even on the globe we can see only the half of the earth at a time. Half of the earth we can see at one time. At a time we see only the half part of the earth. Okay, while other half is hidden. While because it is in the spherical shape, that's why we can't see the whole together. Okay, and we can see the other half by rotating the globe. And when the globe spins, when it rotates, then only we see the other half part of the earth. That is other half part of the earth, which is represented by the globe. Okay. So the rod on which the globe rotates represents the earth axis. Where the rod in which the globe rotates, that is known as what? Earth axis. The axis is an imaginary line passing through the center of the earth on which it rotates from west to east. And how it rotates, what is the movement of the earth, what is the movement of the globe from west to east. So there are two ends on which the globe rotates, one on the top and the other at the bottom. One on the top of the globe and other at the bottom of the globe. Okay, so one of the top is called the North Pole and the bottom one is called the South Pole. The axis is not vertical but it is tilted at the angle. As it is not vertical but it is little bit tilted at the angle. Tilted means little bit bend at the angle. Okay. So here, when you see the globe, it is little bit tilted. Okay, little bit bent. So though a globe gives us an idea of what the whole earth look like and also help us to understand the rotation of the earth. By seeing the globe, we can come to know that how the earth rotates and it moves, and how the earth moves, and how the earth rotates. Okay, and however it has some limitations too. The globe has some limitations, some drawbacks. The globes are not big enough to show all the details of the earth. What are the limitations? That it is not big enough. Globe is not so big to show the rotation of the earth. There are no means to show the details of the earth. Whatever the details are there on the earth, it can't show the details of the earth together because it is not so big like the earth. It is a model of the earth only, no? So they are not easy to carry from one place to another. As globe, you can see it is a big spherical in shape, so it is difficult to carry from one place to another. Okay. So to overcome, these are the limitations. To overcome these limitations, we need map to help us to study the earth in the greater detail. So we can understand the map to know about the earth to know about the details of the earth. So now globe, you understood the limitations. What is globe? You understood definition of the globe, and you know the limitation of the globe. Okay, now we will learn about the map. So what is a map? Map is a representation, or it is a map is a representation or a drawing of the earth or a part of it on the flat surface. Okay, such a paper. Now on the flat surface, the representation of the earth. Okay, so here map have different map are having different types. What are that different types? Physical map, political map, and thematic map. What are that types of the map? One is physical map, another is political map, and third one is thematic map. So the types of map, types of map. first one is what? First is physical. Physical map. Okay. Now another one is what? Political map. Political map. And the third one is what? Third one is thematic map. Thematic map. So these three types of map we are going to learn. So here, what are the three types? Political, physical and thematic map, isn't it now? So the physical map shows a natural feature of the earth such as mountain. What do you mean by the physical map? It tells us about the natural features of the earth, that is plain, plateau, mountains, rivers, canals, all these are the physical feature of the map, earth. Okay, physical feature of the earth such as mountain, plains, plateau. These are the physical features we can see in lake, river, ocean. Okay, and the political map. What do you mean by the political map? Political map, it tells us about shows the boundaries of the states, countries, district. Okay, it shows the boundaries of the states, countries, districts, and so this is political map. Now come to thematic map. What is thematic map? Thematic map reflects a particular theme about the geographical area. Map showing river, climate, types of soil, distribution of resources, rainfall, road, etc. all come under thematic map. So it shows about the river, showing the river, climate, type of soil, theme about geographical area, particular theme of a geographical area. Okay, and map showing the river, climate types. Okay. And this, when it tells about the geographical condition of a particular place or area, that is called what? Thematic map. That is called what? Thematic map. Okay. Here, the map shows what are the things that the thematic map shows. It shows the river, climate, types of soil, distribution of resources, rainfall, road, etc. So these all comes under what? Thematic map. So now I think 3 points three types are clear to you. Okay. Now come to the next topic, language of a map. What is the language of a map? Language of the map, how we come to know. When we see the map, how we come to understand, how we come to know the meaning. Okay, what it going to say. So here, the language of the map includes a title. What is the language? Suppose we have different languages, so we understand each other. Okay, and here also, map is also having a particular language. What are they? It includes title, direction, scale, color, symbols, legend or key in order to understand it. We come to know by these languages. What are the languages of the map? Here, direction. Direction is there in the map, then we come to know that east, west, north, south or other directions also. Isn't it no? North, east, south, west, like this, all other directions. The scale is there to measure, for the measurement. Color also symbolize about, it tells us about the mountain, the plateau, the river, valleys, it tells us canal, okay, particular place, buildings, all these tells about, shows about the color, place. Now symbol also, it tells, symbol, suppose a particular symbol of a particular thing. So we come to know that yes, this suppose coal, any mineral is there, coal is there, bauxite is there, so particular symbol is there for, river is there, so particular symbol is there for the river. Okay, so by this we can understand, the map. Okay, and these are the language of the map. And key in order to understand it. Key means here, you know, the map is here. No, you see the key, it is here. You see the key is here. This is a map. Different colors are there in the map, and this is a key. So we can understand, means index. Okay, so we can understand the particular color, particular symbol is mentioned for a particular place or particular thing. Understand? So this is a language of the map. Now next topic is what? Title. Means now we will learn about the language of the map. First one is title. So title denotes the purpose of map. It gives us a map, top of the map in bold letters, for example, India physical. Suppose here, title means what? Here the title is given, no? India physical. Suppose India physical. Okay? Now here, India political. India's this soils. So this is the title of a map. This is the title of a map. Now here, come to another one, direction. What is the direction? Direction shows on any map always indicates the north. Once we can know the north, we can easily locate the other direction. First we come to know that which one is north direction. Okay, always indicate the direction. So here north directions. North direction. Suppose here you see, this is north. Oh, and this is south. As when we go north, then we come to know that this is south direction. And here this is west and this is east. So when we come to know the north, then we know all other directions, all other four directions we come to know. So it is very necessary to know which one is the north. Okay. Now the south is exactly opposite of the north, and the east is east of it. Here you can see the east opposite of the west, isn't it? So like this, of its right and the west to its left. Now the north, south, east, west are four main directions. So there are four directions from there. What are the four directions? North, south, west, east, or north, east, west, south. Okay, these are the four directions. So by which we can know the directions. Okay, the places where they are situated. Places may not be exactly if these four directions are there. We can't find out the places exactly if there is no direction. So first of all, directions are very necessary to know the particular place. Places may exactly located by the direction, with the help of direction. We can also use the directions northeast, southwest, southeast, northwest, and to locate the different places. Here, these are the main four directions. So we can other also direction. Suppose here, this one is northeast because it is in between the northeast, and this one is southeast. Okay. Now this one is southwest. Okay, and this is northwest. So like this, other directions are also there. Main four directions are there. Then other four directions we can come to know by the main four directions. Okay, so this which easily locates the place, which is helpful to locate the place. Okay, now scale. What is here scale? Another topic is the scale, no? So scale is used to show the directions between the places on a map. A scale is a ratio between the distance on the ground and the distance of the map. It tells us about the ratio of distance on the ground and distance of the map. It is helpful to measure the distance on the ground or distance of the map. Okay. Now, what is a scale? A scale is used to show the distance between the place on a map. It is help to show a distance between the place on a map. A scale is a ratio between the distance on the ground and the distance on the map. It is a ratio. Okay. Now, another one is what? Another language of the map is what? Color and the symbol. Color and symbol are very important. Okay. So here you see the color and the symbol. So there are certain standard colors and symbols used in the map to show different features. For example, the green color stands for the plain, lowland, brown for the mountain and highlands, yellow for desert and blue for water bodies. So particular color is allotted for a particular plain, plateaus, okay, green land like this. Okay. So here features, particular features of the earth we can say. These are the particular features of the earth, and this for them particular color is allotted. Now similarly certain symbols are used for the cities, capital, port, roads, railways, hospital, bridge, okay, airport, post office, rivers, and many such things. So here the particular symbols are conventional signs are important to know. The particular here the hospital, rivers, and all. Okay. So example I am giving you. Suppose the symbols like this railway line. Suppose the railway line. What is the symbol for the railway line? Railway line. If you want to know the symbol of the railway line, how you have to make a particular symbol is this, right? This is the symbol of the railway line. Like this you have to make a symbol. Suppose tree symbol. How to know what is the symbol of the tree? So the tree symbol is like this, no? And it is in green in color, no? The color is also symbolized. Okay. So like this green in color. Okay. And grass. Suppose grass. Grass. And what is the color of the grass? You know, grass is having a green color and like this grass. So this is a symbol. This is a sign to know about the particular features of the earth. Now legend or key. The last one is legend or the key. These are the languages. These are the points by which we can understand. We can know. We can read the map. By which we can read and we can understand the map. So with the help of these features only. Now legend or key. What is legend or key? To understand the color scheme symbols used in a map, a key or legend is made in a box at the corner of the map. At the corner of the map, a legend or the key is required. Here the corner of the map is given. No? At the corner of the map, legend or the key is required to know the color of a particular symbol. Color of a particular symbol. No. So, scheme symbol used in a map. Okay, color scheme. What are the color scheme and the symbols are used in a map? How we come to know that? We come to know that by the legend, by the key which is there in the corner of the map. Understood? In the corner of the map, it is there. Okay? Which tells us about the color scheme, which tells us about the conventional signs of a map. And it represents about the particular places. Now advantage of the map. What are the advantages of the map over globe? Map is having advantages as compared to the globe. What are the advantages? Map are small and handy. We can easily keep and carry to another. Okay, and map are small. Here it is, and just opposite the globe is big in size and it is very difficult to carry from one place to another. Now here the map can be folded and carry easily from one place to another. We can easily fold the map because it is a flat piece of paper, no? It is a flat paper piece, no? So we can easily fold it and can take it and we can carry it from one place to another. So it is movable. Okay. Now map shows small area in a greater details. In the great details, the small areas can be shown. And great details are given in a map. Okay. So these are the advantage of the map over globe. So I think you have understood about the map and the globe, their advantages and limitations. Hope you have understood properly. Try to learn and read it by your own, and I'll give you the exercise part in the form of PDF. Okay. Thank you.